Okay, so good evening to everybody. Hope everybody had a great week and getting ready to enjoy this weekend. Looking forward to it, weekend off. And as always, I want to give thanks to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who called me as a watchman. So let's get started. We're going to talk about the blood moon, the rise of the beast. We're going to start with this verse, Revelation chapter 13, verse 1. It says, "Then I stood on the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his horns 10 crowns, and on his head a blasphemous name." So we know 7 heads, 7 continents. The 10 horns represent the 10 districts that would be divided within the 7 continents. And then the 10 crowns represent the 10 kings that would be assigned over those 10 districts, right? So let's get an understanding of the eclipses, because we have 2 different types of eclipses, a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse. A lunar eclipse is an event that occurs when the earth passes directly between the sun and the moon, okay? And when it does that, what it does is it casts a shadow onto the moon's surface. And what this does is it makes the moon appear to be blood red, okay? And so then we have the solar eclipse. This is an event where the moon passes between the sun and the earth, casting a shadow on the earth, okay? So 2 different events, 2 different meanings from God. So when we look at the meaning of the solar eclipse, we know that this deals with Israel, okay? And this deals with judgment on Israel, all right? I apologize for the sun, but this deals with judgment on Israel. And so we know that when you see a lunar eclipse, that is dealing with Israel. The solar eclipse means judgment on the Gentile nations, okay? So it means that judgments are coming on the Gentile nations, okay? So when we look at America, America has actually had a total of 9 solar eclipses since 1776, okay? But the only 2 that were exclusive to America was the 8th and the 9th eclipse, okay? So the Great American Eclipse, which occurred on August 21st, 2017, was the first time since becoming a nation that America had a total solar eclipse that was specific to her, okay? Meaning it went over America, okay? This eclipse actually started in the state of Oregon and exited through the state of South Carolina, okay? This next eclipse, which was the 9th eclipse, occurred on April 8, 2024, the second Great American Eclipse, okay? This eclipse was also specific to America since it became a nation. And it also occurred on the Jewish calendar on Nisan 1, okay? Nisan means the beginning. So this signified the beginning of something. What occurred here when this 9th total solar eclipse occurred, where the eclipse started around Maine and came across America and went out somewhere around New Mexico, Arizona, somewhere down in that area. It was the completion of an X on America. So what you saw with the 8th and the 9th eclipse was God marked an X over America, signifying deletion and the beginning of judgment, okay? Y'all with me so far? So we have an X on America and the judgment has started on America, okay? So now, when we look into the the years that America had a solar eclipse, we see that they all have ties to wars. Okay, they all were connected to wars. If you look at the solar eclipses, June 24th, 1778, and October 27th, 1780, there was eclipses over America. Not specifically to America, but they were over America. At that same time, the American Revolutionary War, which occurred April 19th, 1775 through September 3rd, 1783, occurred during this same eclipse. So this war was tied to the eclipse. We also see on 3 other occasions where on July 18, 1860, August 7, 1869, and July 29, 1878, that these dates had solar eclipses as well. The American Civil War coincided with this eclipse because the American Civil War occurred April 12, 1861 through April 9, 1865. Another eclipse occurred on March 7, 1970 and on February 26, 1979. What happened during this time? The Vietnam War. Started November 1st, 1955 and went through April 30th, 1975. So we see that during all of these eclipses that there were also wars during that time. Wars started during that time. Between those eclipses, we had wars, right? Wars are coming to America now. There's going to be a civil war fought in America, and America will be defeated in World War III on its own soil. Okay. Also, when you look at these wars, the first 2 wars, they were both fought inside America. So when we look at this 8th and the 9th total solar eclipse, that's where God wrote the X on America, we see that the number 8 means the new beginning. The new beginning. Okay. We also see that the number 9, which completed the X, means it is the number of finality or judgment. It is the number of finality or judgment, right? So let's take a look at September. We're in September right now, right? So let's take a look at September and the schedule that God has for September on his calendar. Let's look at that. So September 7th, we just had a lunar eclipse, a blood moon that was seen on the eastern side of the world, right? On September 12th, we had the moon occult, Pleiades, where the moon actually covered the light of certain stars. On September 21st, we will see another partial solar eclipse. And then on September 27th, we're going to have meteor showers. So all this is going on in the month of September. Almost every week there's something going on, right? Joel chapter 2, verse 31 and 32 says this: the sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the coming of the great and awesome day of the Lord. And it shall come to pass that whoever calls on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Jesus Christ is getting ready to return. And he's getting ready to return soon. Very soon. Don't get caught up in dates that people are saying that the rapture is going to happen on. Be ready all the time. Be ready all the time. So regardless of what date God returns, even if it's on the September 23rd, 24th, you'll be ready. So be ready at all times. So when you look at September, you see double judgment because you have the lunar eclipse that occurred on September 7th, And then 14 days later, you have the partial solar eclipse that will occur on September 21st. 14 days later, okay? 7 and 7, which is double judgment. 7 completion, right? 7 perfection. 7 completion, 7 perfection. So we see that double judgment is coming. The number 14 also signifies a generational promise and completeness. The number 14 also signifies generational promises and completeness. Okay. So we are right now, we are in a high watch time, right? We should be looking for God right now. I told somebody at work and they didn't believe me today. I said, I'm ready to go. I've done all I can do here. I continue to reach out to my brothers and sisters to try to save them and to help them for their souls to be saved. But when the Lord comes, I'm ready and it's time to go. Now, one final thing that I want to talk about. Last Wednesday, I went out on my front porch and I started watering my plants. And as I watered the plants, something said, look up. And so I looked up in the sky and I saw a cloud and I saw an arm come from behind a cloud. There was an arm that came from behind the cloud. And it looked evil looking, kind of almost like a witch's arm or something. And something said, count the fingers and you'll know whether it's good or bad. And so when I counted the fingers on the arm, there were 6. We know that back in the days of the giants, which were the children of the fallen angels, we know that the giants had 6 fingers, okay? So I counted 6 fingers on this hand. And then the hand and the arm disappeared. So I looked back down, I started back watering, and then I was urged to look back up. And so when I looked back up, I saw a face, like the face of a beast. And I saw the chin and the mouth and the nose and the eye sockets, and I saw the head, and it looked really evil, this face did. And when I saw it, I said, the beast. God was showing me that the beast is coming. The beast system is coming. The Antichrist beast is coming. They are already getting ready. Your governments are all aligned. They're just waiting for a great event to happen so that they can install the rest of their programs. God was showing me that the beast system and the beast Antichrist are coming. It is around the corner. It will start this year. Okay? The beast is coming. Prepare yourself. Prepare loved ones that are around you. The more they turn you down, the more you talk to them. The beast is coming. The beast system is coming. And I say this before I get off. There was this little boy, little kid, I think he's about 9 or 10. I saw him about 3 or 4 years ago. And I have been searching for his video ever since, and I can't find it. And I think somebody took it down. But he did this video, and he was crying his little heart out. God had gave him a dream, and he had showed him the beast system. And this little boy, he loves sports. And what God showed him was that when the beast system takes place, when the mark of the beast takes place, that those same NBA players that you are seeing on the court right now are still going to be playing. And it broke his heart because when he saw that, he knew, hey, the mark is right around the corner. And he named some different players that he saw. I know one of them was Jimmy Butler. He said he saw Jimmy Butler was still playing. And the star player from Houston Rockets. I can't think of his name, but he may have been traded in the offseason. But when this little boy did this video, that kid was in high school, I believe, playing basketball, and now he's in the NBA. And I think he just got traded from Houston. But he saw him. He saw current NBA players were still playing when the Mark of the Beast took place. So we don't have time. Time is up. We got to get ready. We got to study. We got to pray. We got to fast. Till we talk again, God bless you and God keep you.